Lady of the faucets, let's get it.
It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. Wanna drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons, farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. I'm up to the core. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches.
Yeah, dog. Welcome to R2R Back to Riches, episode number 68. Man, happy. Is it Thirsty Thursday? Yeah, it's Thirsty Thursday. Man, the good old days when I'd be able to enjoy some alcohol to kill the edge. It's definitely not the case now. I have a little bit of cannabis, but it gets me paranoid. Like last night, I was having not so good of a night. Drink a little cannabis, and you're just like freaking out. It's not a good feeling. So if you're on YouTube, pound the like button, drop a comment, subscribe, post notifications. If you're on X, pound the like button, hashtag. If you want to hashtag Titanx, get out to the Titanx community. We're about to talk about Titanx mission completed in the title. Pulsechain has always been home. And the reason why I'm doing this video, and it's going to be like one of those things where you part ways as on mutual grounds, like as friends. It's all good. I feel like it is. I think it is, right? So long story short, guys, I look back and hold up. Bitcoin's $97,524. We're almost at 100K. So I shouldn't feel like this emotion I'm getting right now. Like here's what I want to tell you guys is missions accomplished. I came from Pulsechain Hex, just all Richard Hart. He changed my life, man. So I ventured out to Titanx day one, and my mission was just to try this new innovation. And I think I succeeded on showing people and onboarding, right? Like, you think of it like the only thing you want is to demonstrate and be different. I've showed a lot of on camera emotions. I've showed the moves I make, the dApps I enter, the money I throw around on my public wallets. So I put my footprint down in positive and negative ways, because if you look at the feedback that I don't hold back from, it's good. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So like for me, I was showing those early rewards to miners that was getting hype and more ETH was coming in, which, people like me that were showing those rewards was getting more ETH, which ultimately today is helping people with the buy and burn that's set up from all that hype. All that ETH was because people willingly marketed a fair launch crypto. No one ever paid me. No one ever paid them. I showed that staking rewards. People were staking. I've done like everything. I've done it all, and I stay true to myself though. I didn't sit there and just pump, positive. I took what was good and bad, and I showed true emotions on camera, and it's tough to do. It's tough to do, because you always want people to love you. You do. Like you don't want like this stuff, like the emotions of the past, I don't know, 12 hours, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't rehearse this. I'm just, you know, at the end of the day, I accomplished what I wanted. I was different, you know. A lot of people show when they're where they spend their money and how they do it, public wallets and all that. So I did that. Um, and in recent events, I yesterday's comment to Trayvon about the $1 million in Titanx was just like, I guess the nail in the coffin. And it wasn't like maybe I don't understand how we'll all race to the finish line, but I just like I heard his message. I was like, dude, I do feel stuck, because I don't want to sell all my Titanx and kill the price. I don't want to do that. And I want to sell when the time is right. So um that really triggered Eric, who we recently started following each other. And I should laugh about it. It is funny. It's hilarious. But the hate I got from this, um, it's it's heavy. It's heavy, bro. It is. So I gotta just say, I'm thankful for all of you guys that followed me in this journey. I really am. Like, man, reading the stuff that people would say about your your family and stuff like that, it's like, holy man. Like, I don't. A part of me wants to be that dude that wants to just stand up and fight everybody. But you got to know when to fold your cards for the greater good. And it's gonna be a bull market. Myself and my family doesn't need to go through that. Death threats, all that stuff. Um, Titanx community doesn't need to go through that. I onboarded as many people as I could. I did the best, you know, while staying true to myself. And I got pushed out. I got pushed out. You know, maybe it's for the greater good. Eric is a much bigger figure, but I want you guys to understand, like if you watched yesterday's stream, I talked very highly of him. Like gave him his props. Like we'll watch a little clip really quick, just from yesterday. All right, let's go. Let's take a look. The best play in the entire ecosystem, which at the time I doubted Eric and the vision, and I was angry about the staking. I should have done that. Shouldn't have done that. It was a big mistake. The best move was getting the 1-to-1 ratio for Titanx, getting you 1 Dragon X per Titanx. Now it's a 1-to-12 ratio. That's like the biggest come up in the system without burning your tokens. Because remember, man versus machine. Now we're realizing like the smart contracts are juicing up all the liquid Titanx. Now at this point, if you want to stop playing protocols, Dragon X is still the key play. So I want you guys to, when you have your time, watch yesterday's video. I want you guys to remember me for that, moments like that. I think when I drift off from moments like that and I become like question things and push for this and that, it gets completely misunderstood. It really does. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Eric is a different person. I'll tell you that. And what triggered from him being upset versus I got my first message from Jake just like maybe 20 minutes ago, and he broke down exactly what I had been questioning in a full detail on X. I haven't even had a chance to reply. And I'm so grateful for that response because now I know in further depth what the issue is that Trayvon and Craig were worried about, and even myself with a lot of Titanx. And I would love to go on camera and explain it and do all that stuff. But I think at this point, it's like, let's part ways. So I'm very thankful, Jake, for that. I would have loved to have that conversation with Eric. I lost a lot of followers, like 50 people already. And like I said, I've posted some of the stuff. Like, you know, people say all these things. It's crazy, but Jesus, man, I want to walk away before $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm going to pay respects to everybody who followed me, and I'm just going to go home. I need to go back to Pulsechain, and I've always been there. Like I still have money in Titanx, but I did my job. I completed my mission. I onboarded users. I got people excited. I showed people Hydra miners. I've showed people hyper miners. I've been showing Titanx miners. All the things that they gave us the tools to share on Twitter, I utilized that and I put my voice out there. And regardless of everybody that has something horrible or awful to say, put yourself versus me, the people that have really bad, awful things that you've been saying to me. I have probably onboarded way more people than you will ever onboard into Titanx in your lifetime. All right. I helped bring in the ETH that you're now enjoying in that buy and burn. It's not all me. I helped. It was a big marketing push from people that were doing it early on. So shout out to all those people because they should pat themselves in the back and they should be thanked. They're legends. Mo's, like, especially Mo. He's a legend, right? All these things are just, it's really just one of those things where you just got to pay people their props. But I know when to move on. If you have 5 kids like me and someone's telling you that they're going to do these awful things to them and your family, I'm like, okay, I report, but I know what triggered it. And the fact that it was a founder who just had a disagreement with me and approached it that way. And then I got the message from Jake. It put me like here in this moment where this live stream was probably going to go to a different direction. So we part ways as friends. But home base is, and just to get like a more upbeat feeling here, because I feel emotional from the attacks. I think it's hard to sit there and be like, you know, it's whatever. It's not easy, or else you would not get this reaction from me. So you're just going to see it raw. But I'm going home where I'm comfortable, right? I'm going home. And when I watch stuff like this, seeing that Bitcoin is about to be $100,000, right? Pulsechain's not at sacrifice price yet. We can't really jump for joy yet, but we're getting there. And if this fool passes by the SEC and they get a dismissal, holy smokes. Holy smokes. But I like to watch, I love to watch Richard. Every time I watch Richard, I watch it for about like 10, 15 minutes before I make my stakes go available on Mondays out like 1 to 2 years. I'm laddering. I laddered since early 2020 to get stakes every Friday. Now I'm working on, I'll get stakes every Friday for the next 3 or 4 years, right? I want to get 3 to 4 years more out, but I'm working on year 1 to 2 every Monday. So I get Monday and Friday, these big juicy stakes. And I watch him and I get excited about it. Watch the master at work, right? This like right here in the entire time of a bear market, you draw strength from it. And I've said this about even Eric before. Like, I like the way he operated. I drew strength from him. I really did. Regardless of what was set in motion and all that, like, I will give him that. But outside of that, let's really look at what's really been like the key thing for me. And oh man, just the way Richard, the confidence. This is basically 1 on 3. Let's tune in. Well, we got to hear this, dude. All right.
Let's try and turn this into a little bit of a more fact debate.
I just take pride in pointing out things no one else realizes, okay? I'm the only person to ever come on your show and point out that Herbalife has an awesome chart. It's just me, okay? I'm the only person in the history of the whole internet that's ever said a nice thing about it. And I don't particularly like the business model. It introduces the maximum number of middlemen, the maximum friction to get in between product and user. So it's completely inefficient. I do not like middlemen. I do not like MLMs. I do not like pyramid schemes, which is why Hex had a 1-year referral program that was programmed to terminate after a year. And so we had a referral program. I programmed it to terminate after a year because I don't like MLMs. I don't like Ponzi schemes. So I'm the grand champion.
I agree with you. See,
anyways, listen, man, I think there are a lot of people, especially when I start talking about like Pulsechain more actively again, they're going to be like, you grifter. Like I accept all that stuff. And it's funny too. Westcott, how do you say it, Westcott? People call him Westcope. He followed me yesterday, and I was even that person because he was attacking the Titanx bag, and I was defending Marco. So I attacked him, and they got a lot of likes, and then he followed me yesterday. I was like, small world, because I probably will hear it, like, you grifter. Like, all roads lead to these people in Pulsechain are like Pulsex, Hex, Inc. They're the maxis, you know, and they'll be like, told you so, like, I told you so. But I've still got that thing in the back of my head, like, I'm going to hold my Titanx. Like, I saw the vision. That's why my smallest wallet has stakes that are not stakes, miners that end early December. And then my larger wallets have miners that end towards the end of December. And then it's just, I'm done. I stopped making miners out to that point. So I'm going to enjoy it, man. I'm going to enjoy this bull run. I got to eliminate the toxic energy that comes from a community and myself that creates the toxic energy, because if people don't want to hear certain things, they will shut you out, right? All that question was liquidity, but I have my answer. So thank you, Jake, for that. I have my answer. I would love to read to you guys there, but I don't. I will share that at some point, because it's now that I've read his message. I haven't had a moment to reply back to Jake. I've been waiting for Jake to message me back for months, so he can wait an hour, right? It all makes sense. It does. So I'm not worried about being stuck with $1 million worth of value of Titanx, because I was like, okay, when Titanx doubles and it's worth $2 million, well, if it 10x's, it's worth, you know, how am I going to extract true value? I understand it now, right? I truly understand it. So I'm happy about that. Did I ignore the chats? Oh no. All right, let's take a look here. Let's go Pulsechain. What's going on? Why are you getting killed on Twitter from Titanx community? I think I went over that. He tagged feds, but yeah, Eric pissed me off. I removed it for the greater good. And shout out to all the people that messaged me on Twitter too. There was a handful of you guys that reached out. Want to make sure I was okay. Want to make sure everything was good. Understood the situation and just offered, you know, some advice and if I wanted to talk. And hey, we're here now. I'm addressing that my mission's complete. I can move on. I feel good about the amount of people I've onboarded into Titanx, because now what I want next for those people that I did onboard, that helped onboard, if they can hold to get those life-changing gains, then I changed a lot of people's lives. And in the middle of it, I got attacked, and, you know, call me fat, call me this, racial remarks, threaten my family and all that. I'll get over it. Ultimately, all that happened, but someone's life's changed. That's a beautiful thing. Right? That's priceless. That's priceless. So hopefully those people can hold off to get the glory, right? What up, Viber Finance? How's it going? Yep. If you did that, then that's effed up. You're smoking sativa. Just smoke indica. I don't know. I don't smoke. I drink the cannabis shots. So they're like a really, really high potency of THC. And one shot is pretty strong. So I threw back 2. A little too much. On Fridays, I'll do like 1, and then like a couple hours later, another one, because then my heart starts beating, and I just like, I'll have my daughter, and she's like a baby, and I felt her heart beating like all fast, and I'm like, what's wrong with her heart? What's wrong with her heart? And my wife's like, they're babies, like their hearts beat fast. And I remembered that, you know, from all the other ones. I should know. I've had 6 kids, you know. But that's why we're in this topic today. You know, long story short, my kids' lives were threatened, and I'm more scared of what I would do to somebody for making that threat. You know, like, you gotta imagine what a father would feel like. And it's you know, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. So don't ask about LP. Don't ask questions, man. Just roll with it. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. I question everything. I'm doubting Thomas. That's me. No coat shit around here. What's going on? Trayvon, he's fighting for views and entry point. We're a year ahead of his. Yeah. One thing about Trayvon is I entered on the YouTube scene like a little bit after Trayvon, and what newer people look at Trayvon is like Big Connect, right? Like, okay, whatever, Big Connect. So one of many Ponzi scams that have happened. What you can't take away from Trayvon, I'll be honest, is he has gone in early on everything. I remember when I first got into Hex, and he was like on camera with 100 million Hex. It was super cheap. I was like, I got to get to 100 million Hex. What I got to do? And, you know, I started buying. And when I got my first 15 million, at the time, the way we addressed our price for Hex was actually in Satoshis. So back then, we were like, hey, I got in at 7 Satoshis. Oh, well, I got in at 15 Satoshis, right? There wasn't like really like parity to ETH that we're talking about. And when I finally went to buy Hex outside of the AA, I went with like 50 to 100 bucks on Uniswap before anybody ever even knew about it. And it was like 5.9. I remember 5.97% slippage for 100 bucks. I was like, I'm just going to the AA lobby, bro. But he's gotten in pretty much early on everything. So he's seen it all. So when he does post something like that, I can't just say FUD, because basically everything he's ever called out early on to get in, he's made a lot of money and made me money. And everything he's called out before the collapse pretty much has been spot on. So I was just like, my message to him yesterday was like, I wanted him to be like, you're all good. But he's like, good luck, bro. I was like, oh no, I'm wrecked, right? You know, Mo is a great dude. I love Mo. Mo is a great guy. You know, Mo is somebody a very valuable asset to the community. Remember, you guys don't even know. The reason why I even had the audacity to set off on Eric, even though I was mad about the stakes, was because he blocked Mo and was talking smack about him. I've never had a conversation with Eric, but all I hear from people is he's very arrogant and thinks you know what doesn't smell. That's the only feedback I ever get. And I'm like, I can't say that about him at this point because I don't know. I know this person from yesterday, the angry part, you know, I pissed him off, but outside of that, I haven't had an interaction with him to say that. So he was picking on Mo, and I went out there to take the swing on him for Mo and got caught up in this whole like thing. Most of you don't even know that. He was like blocked Mo, and Mo's like, dude, what did I do? I don't even remember what he did. It wasn't really anything. And I don't think it was. So I was like, hey, man, I always am going to stand up. I'm always that dude. It's been since I was a little kid. When somebody steps up, I kid you not, put the hand on the homie, pop the back, boom. Like, and that's how I react. I want to take the first punch. I don't want you to take no damage. That's always been me. So I did that. I did that. I went in there to throw some straight up fossils with that fool, and it ended up being like a big old thing there where I'm like, well, F you, you know, all that stuff. So I stood up for Mo originally, and I always will if somebody were to badmouth the dude, because who could be that mad at Mo at this point? Like, this guy has brought since day one, him and the dog. Like, he needs to bring the dog on stream, right? On the live stream. He had him in the car, put the dog on a pedestal next to you. Money. 6 kids, that's legendary, right? I don't think Trayvon is fudding. He's being real like you were. Yeah, I think he's addressing something that has always been an issue across the board. But I don't want to share my thoughts on that anymore. I want to part ways as friends, guys. Let's go take a look at prices, though, across the board. Listen, everything is up. everything is awesome. Like the Lego movie, everything is awesome. Let's look at Pulse. Oh my gosh. Everybody on Pulsechain, like, all right, here I come again with like the what ifs. Like, don't come out with this news that the case wasn't dismissed, please. Like, whoever's listening, and now I'm watching all these YouTube videos with the government talking about aliens. Now I'm questioning my belief. Like, there's aliens. Like, they don't talk about that in the Bible. Pulsechain, we're not at the hype for this price right now, and we're not even at SAC price. We're not even at SAC price at all. Let's look. Let's look into RH. We got to always look at this. We're a leverage play on Ethereum based off of this. But if you're looking deeper into the whole PDI narrative and like supplying collateral, like using Hex and Pulse as collateral on MakerDAO, then you go, we don't even need the RH SAC funds. We don't need it. If that's all true, though, like, I have a hard time grasping it and accepting it. Then I have a hard time denying it. So I'm like completely on the fence with this PDI narrative. So while I stand on the fence, I'm just gonna hold as much as I can and roll the dice. You know, put 100 on the horn, put 1,000 on the horn. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to get over to your local casino, you know, and ask about it. Go play some dice. Go get in there. You're missing out. Appreciate the rod, emotional transparency, loyalty. Just wish you hadn't tagged the SEC. That could possibly hurt the people onboarded, but I love your honesty. And they're not going to see a tag from somebody like me, bro. They're not. There wasn't even enough engagement on that tweet, and I took it down. You know, sorry. You know, he made fun of my weight, told people to unfollow me. I went for the juggler. And there's reasons why I mentioned it that have to do with the Genesis wallet. But we won't get into that. We'll just leave it alone. P.Rap Bitcoin are the real deal on Yeah, man. We were making fun of free copies the other day in R2R because free copies, right, are booming. Free copies are booming. This is a free copy. It's a fake copy. We call them the fake copies, right? Because it's the fake die. It might turn into a real die soon. But we were comparing because I posted something on the chat where there was like this lady boy that looked like a damn chick, right? And we call them P copies, right? Because they're fake women. So these are the P copies, right? The fake versions of die and all that. But now, respectively, they're not going to be called fake copies anymore. You know, these tokens are having a value. These tokens have an extreme value from their bottoms over the top. But let me tell you my top investment, and now my second favorite. I'm a day oneer here with the Grays. I'm a day oneer. I've been messing with the Grays day one. And if you go back to a car video, and it wasn't even labeled that, I was like so scared to talk about altcoins on Pulsechain because I didn't want the community to attack me, right? Because I just restarted. I took a 1 year break from my channel at 30,000+ subs. I was starting my new channel last November, and I ran into this. So I nonchalantly threw it out there in a video. Like, hey, I'm getting into PTGC. Don't follow me, but check it out, you know? And then I was just like, are they going to start attacking me? And no one caught on to it. My channel was like very like small. I only had like 100 people at the time. So I got into it, started listening to the interviews, getting all like B Roots and Ian. Shout out to them, you know, for introducing this to the community on a large scale, following the PDI and Atropa rabbit hole that they took us down. And I'm very grateful for that because there was so much controversy, right? And everyone was at each other's throats. Like, no, the fake copies, no. No, like it was just really bad. But I see green candles will bring the Pulsechain community together, and they're just going to be like, even homie over here made 100,000 on PTGC, and they're going to be like, I was a maxi, I kept mine, I did well, you did well, we're all good. And then we go into a bear market, it's just like, war breaks out again. So there's no reason to go to war right now on the verge of $100,000 Bitcoin. All right, that's why I'm coming home. Before I go to battle like that with a community of people that all I wanted to do was on board. And speaking of that, I broke the news on that last night's stream. A friend of mine, 200 grand. I told him this is now 4 days back. I said, you need to go get ETH. He bought the ETH, 200,000. And I'm like, now you buy Titanx, and then you go and you buy DragonX and you hold. What was the amount? Like 5 grand of Titanx he bought, and the gas fees at the time were super high. He sold it back, had a conversation about me with the gas fees, asked about Solana, told him that they're peanuts. And he literally said, I heard about Peanut, went over there and buying everything and is enjoying himself. So I was like, man, it's really hard to onboard new users to a chain like Ethereum when gas fees are just like way too high. People are coming from the real world right now in an environment, and especially in the US, where everything's expensive, and they're tired of it. They're tired of groceries being expensive. They're tired of gas being expensive, utilities. So when they come into crypto and they get slapped in the face with like a $30, $40, $50 gas fee on Uniswap, and then they ask you, well, what would I pay on Solana? I hear a lot about that. And you tell them pennies, literally pennies. It's a no-brainer. And he didn't care about the opportunity that I told him with DragonX and how it's going to outperform Titanx. I went into the whole shebang. But I wanted to position him in an area where it wasn't going to be too confusing, from ETH, Titanx to DragonX. And he went to Solana. On a $5,000 transaction on Uniswap, was like, dude, this doesn't make sense. And he's just like, why are you willingly doing this? Couldn't sell him on that. So it's a tough place to onboard. I'll tell you what. I did my best. And that would have been 200 grand right into DragonX. Would have been cool. But let's take a look at my favorite right now. My favorite. I mean, I'm loving this one right here. UFO. I mean, hey, man. This is what I like about Pulsechain the most right now is PTGC and UFO. Basically, no humans are needed. They have the bots, and volume is going on actively without any human trading happening. The humans trade, people trade, and that's just an into addition. So it snowballs these reflections that you're earning. PTGC, UFO. The liquidity is getting thick. 2.1 million. It wasn't there a few days ago. It's getting thicker based off the tokenomics too. Everything feeds reflections and LP and all that good stuff. There's incentive to provide LP. Imagine when it's doing this well. Imagine when we get the SAC prices where UFO and PTGC will be. Now, if you think you're too late for PTGC, I understand because you're looking at the market cap. Well, then you want to cut a market cap in half and get into something that's cheaper, UFO. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. For damn sure not a professional. But I'll tell you right now, I went on the larger wallets, and this movement here, it had a lot to do with me. And because I went on all of my wallets, and I sold my Pulsechain for UFO. And then instead of selling all of my Pulse, I went on my wallets and I sold half of my Pulse and paired it with PTGC. And you can go onto their site and it pays you rewards in Pulsechain. So, that's the play. I'm excited about that. You have to have at least 2 million PDI if you live in the US, half for Uncle Sam, half for yourself. You need 4 million if you want 2 million, because he's gonna take half, bro. He's gonna take half. You know, I would love to go to Dubai or Singapore and all that. I know people in Dubai. I know people in Singapore. Really, really bad people actually in Singapore. I wouldn't want to move there because my wife would be too damn scared. Because I know some people there that you just do not want to affiliate yourself with or ever meet in your lifetime at all, at all. And that's, I'd leave that life behind. But Dubai, I got some really cool friends out there who have like moved from Australia, gone to Dubai and all that stuff. But I'm thinking like other countries that have turned to like nice areas, you know what I mean? So I think Dubai would be, but I'm never going to be able to move with all these kids. Hey, we're going to Dubai. My wife would be like, yeah, we're not. So it is what it is, man. One can only dream. Hey, look at that. Look at that. I got a 2,000. Is somebody watching live? Did I just onboard my first UFO investor? Raise your hand, right? I'm all about onboarding. I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I don't want to bring, if I see something I don't like, I'll point it out. I haven't seen much. There is no founder on UFO that people are interacting with and depending on, right? There's none of that. It's just doing what it does, what the smart contract is designed to do. So, you walk into a Walmart, you buy your stuff, you deal with the clerk, that's it. You don't get into arguments on Twitter with the CEO of Walmart or Target. They don't call you fat or anything like that. I'm just joking. No, I'm not. But, you don't have to deal with that. You don't wake up and wonder what the CEO of Walmart's going to do. Like, it's all just running the way it is. Meanwhile, are we about to hit $98,000 Bitcoin? I think so. Damn, I think so. I think we're about to hit that. All right. I think so. Yeah. That's cool. That is cool. Yeah. Almost doesn't count. It doesn't count, right? Yeah. Maybe I'm getting hyped up for nothing. So we'll see. What is this? I'm looking at Twitter right now. Dun, 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 dun. Man, I got so many tweets coming this way. It's not even funny. So many. Somebody asked if I can read the Jake message. Out of respect, I don't want to read the message from Jake, but I can tell you it was very thorough. And my confidence went from not understanding to like a 30% to like a 98%. We like, thank you, Jake. I understand now. So you're not going to see me just like dart the chart. I responsibly will leave that ecosystem with V3 with confidence at this point. That's all I needed. That's all I really needed. But nobody really ever asked those questions. So it's good it got brought up. Everything happens for a reason, right? I think it's essential to have people questioning what is happening in the project. It's sad that there's idiots out there who react this way. Please don't be a stranger to Titanx. You'll be missed. Yeah, man. You saw at the beginning of the video, I was like, I was feeling the emotions of like, I pushed out. I've been kicked out by one of the leaders, right? And he's a big part of the ecosystem. For me to stick around and battle with him is not good for you guys. Be pre-bull market. It's not. So let's save everybody the drama. UFO is emotion free, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. What else are we missing on Pulsechain? Right? What else are we missing on Pulsechain? I'm trying to take a look here. Oh, you know what? I don't even bother looking, for example, at like Teddy Bear or anything like that. How's that doing? 207,000 liquidity, $34.1 million market cap. SolidX, $23. Oh, Fire Whale. It's been a minute since I talked to you. I'm gonna hit you up on X soon. Because I'm happy for you, man. You went through a lot with the community, like a lot of trauma, right? He went through a lot. And you're gonna have your comeback. It's there. It's programmed. It's programmed. Firewhale's a good guy. Firewhale is a good guy. I've had some interesting conversations with him. I'm not one to sit there and, hey, how are you making all this money? Like, just talked about life, personal stuff. Good guy. Firewhale is a G, right? Did you check out Income? Ink Reflection Token. Is Income on Pulsechain? I heard about that yesterday. Someone hashtagged Income. Just tell me what chain. I'll pull it up. I don't know if it's on Pulsechain. But people are, I did get something. The chart is googly moogly. Well, come on, homies. Tell me what blockchain is this on? Is it paired with Pulse? What's going on? Feed it to me. Feed it to me. I'm in ape mode. I'm in a good mood. It's on Pulsechain? Okay. Let's take a look. It could be. Oh, there's one more token I want to ask about because I don't know nothing about it. Income. It's paired with Ink. Is this the one? I'll put it on my watch list. I'm watching you now. 27. Oh, 7. Huh. Who runs this? Who runs this? What's going on with EMP? EMP is sunsetting a lot of platforms and focusing on Omniverse Madness. I just did an interview with AJ. That's all I know. That's all I got. That's all I got, just to be 100% honest. Oh, okay. I saw a tweet about this the other day. Is XUSD going to reach PEG before PDI? And I was like, what is that? And now I'm seeing it on the chart the past few days. And I'm going, damn, you guys had a run. This was a big come up right here. Asleep behind the wheel. I could honestly say during these times I'm sitting there on X working on my engagement, trying to get more followers, and spread the word about Titanx. You see how many Titanx tweets I do a day? And a lot of them are positive. I'm showing miners and all that. And I'm asleep behind the wheel. And then I get booted. I got X'd. It's okay. It's okay. Everything is all good. Man. So I missed an opportunity there. I ain't gonna lie. I'm bitter. Look at that. 2 zeros and a 1. Yeah. And we're at 2 cents. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. P. Diddy, man. Why do I got a P. Diddy song stuck in my head? What a guy, huh? Hey, I've been saying that stuff about that guy for a long time. A lot of people have. A lot of people have. And I'm not talking about like the media. I'm talking about like the real people from like, if you ever hung out with some like Crips and Bloods and you get real drunk with them and they start talking about that stuff, they're like, oh yeah, Mitchie Slick knows what's his name? And it was like Keefy D. And I was hearing about Keefy D and all this stuff, killed him and Puff Daddy back in like, I think I was 2009 or something like that. I was getting drunk with the Bloods over there, National City, Lincoln Park, 4 Corners of Death. Literally just posted up with the friends. And these people were talking about Keefy D. I didn't know who Keefy D even was, but I think he was hired by P. Diddy, right? And I'd be drunk like Keefy D. Like, that was like a weird name. I used to be chilling around Mitchie Slick, would like be right there with everybody, just chilling in the set. And Mitchie would be rapping and stuff. And I heard, I would hear all this stuff. And then internet blows up. And sure enough, all this stuff is like unfolding. I'm like, dude, these dudes were talking about it. Like, these guys knew like that hit was made for years. So now that it's coming out that it's a possibility, these dudes in jail know. And that's just a little going back in time. I just find that interesting now. I look back and I was just like way too faded to didn't even like use the internet back then. I had like those little Razor phones. Like, we weren't able to just do the quick Twitter, take a look what's going on. Thomas about that Diddy line. Primate bananas. Community drive so many are sleeping on it. Chart is up to the right and been running for a year. Primate bananas. Is that another pulse chain? Primate bananas. Let's see. Prime ape. I guess it is, man. for a year. Don't got much liquidity. I don't know how they. I don't know if I'm on the right one. Volume's like $15. Am I looking at the right one? I don't know. Oh man, P drip is still going strong. P drip. Let's go look at P drip. I think Hustleman Matt did a tweet yesterday or the day before about P drip. All right, let's take a look. I think they got some hype and excitement going. So, wife texts me the kids are acting real bad. Oh no, gotta end the stream soon. Number 10. They're making a comeback. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Man. There's a whole lot going on. It's good to be home. You come home and you're just like, I've had those times where I've left to explore the world when I was young, and you come back home and everything's changed, the whole Pulsechain ecosystem. Like, I haven't been paying attention, I've just been holding the bags. Now I'm like UFO on top of PD, and there's Alien. Where's Alien? I gotta look. Stack Hex. Yeah, Hex, is it? No. Hex, when do I make the steak? Sunday nights. I'll make my weekly Hex steak. So right now, I'm at 1 year, something months out. I've been doing it. I make these ladder steaks. I might not even live long enough to see these steaks. I don't like locking up all this money, but hey man, I plan on it. You never know. Diddy offed Tupac and Biggie to get all the spotlight. I heard that too. I just always thought it was rumors. I heard that too. I heard that too, for real. And yeah, man, life is so much different. Like, how did I get here on a live stream, right? After I stopped being a loser, I got into sales. I was good at that. I built enough money to get into crypto, and then I never looked back. But if I look way back, like, what was I doing in the streets of San Diego and Lincoln Park, hanging out with people like that? Everywhere I went, I found trouble. Like the worst. Like, these people are magnets to me. I can go out in public, and I swear, like, I'll see some cholos. They'll be like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Do I know you, fool? Like, what's going on?" Like, they love me. I don't know. Steak all for the kids. Yes. My son is old enough to teach him how to unstake and check. So that right there, I love that. Is stake it for my son, because you got to stake it till you make it. I've been saying this from day one, and I kid you not, I was the first one to say Hexican. I made a video, and I was singing, "Let's talk about Hex, baby. Let's talk about you and me." And I started saying like all these. I'm bringing Hexy back, and in that same video, I'm like, man, like I'm the only Mexican in this neighborhood. I remember I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not Mexican, I'm a Hexican, because I was in Henderson, Nevada at the time. And I started saying that on camera, and I swear to you, it went all over. I think I made up Hexican. And that's because of the fact that I was Mexican. So I called myself a Hexican because I was trying to use the hex word on all these things in one video. It was a car video back in December 2019. And I was in like the car lot, like we're in the complex where you park. And I started spinning that. So I don't know. There's other people who said they made it up too, but I'm telling you, bro, I didn't see anybody else till after me. But who knows? That's hilarious. DCC said he did. Did he? Oh, snaps. Teaching my oldest son the basics. Yeah, you got to teach him now. Got to teach him now. Got to teach the kids the basics. DeFi. I'm hoping that by the time we get to the next cycle, there's a DeFi frenzy like there is meme tokens. Meme tokens right now is what everyone's interested in. I just told you the story. It was like I had a sale, when you're getting the credit card number. I had the person, they were about to buy the Titanx and get to the Dragon X. They saw the feed. I'm going to Solana. You tell me the gas fees are cheap, right? I'm going to get some peanuts and mother. And I was like, and I think when he bought peanut and mother, he had some logic behind it. And I was like, you know what? You do you, bro. Like, I understand where you're coming from when it comes to gas fees, because I already had one friend, like I talked about the other day, that still barely talks to me, that gone into the staking before the dilution of the stakes on Titanx. So, but I did decide I was going to message him to match his tokens to get out of that stake in Shogun. So whatever he paid, $55,000 worth of Titanx in January before day 90, whatever amount he paid, I don't know. I assume it's going to be cheaper to buy and match that for him to get out and use Shogun. We'll see. We'll see. Man, Bitcoin, why you gotta go to 100K? It wicked to 98,313. It wicked. But anyways, is there any questions out there? Anyone want me to look at a token? Right? Anybody want to look at a token? Let's see. Anybody want to look at a token? Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. What is this dude saying? I'm on Twitter right now. Should we go look at the Twitter feed? Shall we look at the Twitter feed? It's really not a good place for me right now. There's a lot of bad stuff. We can look. F it. We can look. Why not? What's going on Twitter? Twitter. We're live. We got 161 people on X watching. 42 on YouTube. 204 people total. All right. This guy, Antoine, sold my Dragon X. Would you put it into EHEX or PHEX? Well, I'm not a financial advisor, but now that I'm coming home, this is not financial advice. I'm converting everything into UFO, bro. I just said it. That's what I'm doing. I don't recommend it for you. You got to do your own thing, right? Shout out to whoever this guy is right here. I had to post them, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's one person that said that." I was like, "Nah, I got a lot of DMs." It went from 5 to 10 people death threats. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Let's see what's in the feed. Click, click, dun, dun. Oh, look at we got bye. I already know there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of people talking mess. There's going to be a lot of happy people that seem to go. Like, it's good. If it's good for them, it's good for me. At the end of the day, enjoy the Ethereum and these buy and burns that I helped onboard. I didn't help get all of it, but I played a big part in it. I'll tell you that. Don't sleep on Primate. Banana's got a huge PDI banana. Like, can't go wrong with aliens. Yeah. And aliens right now are coming out. The government's like admitting to aliens. So, hey man, if you're looking for a cheap place to do meme tokens, and outside of Solana, Pulsechain is like the sitting there waiting for you, right? And it just needs one big meme to take off, which I think everyone thought Teddy Bear, Teddy Bear's done all right. But the fact that you got the name Alien and you're affiliated with like UFO, you're affiliated with PTGC, that entire ecosystem, I don't see why not, put a position. But is this the right token, Alien? I don't know. I need the contract address. I don't want to just start clicking. UFO chart is straight up makes me nervous. They have, if you go look at the PTGC chart and why it's outperformed Pulsechain. Basically the leverage, but it's like a leverage, just like what Dragon X is to Titanx. And the thing about it is they have their own like bots going for volume. So that's why even when there's low trading, when like the chain has been absolutely like dead because of the low prices, like people sell it off and no one's really doing anything trading. They create their own value, right? Create their own value. Bananas from Prime Ape. Okay. I'm going to have to get into it. Tomorrow is going to be straight. We're going to look at the PTGC on stream. Tomorrow's Friday. Is tomorrow Friday? Yeah.
Lady LaFonda, just get it. Woo! Woo! Yeah. It's hard to walk. It's hard to walk. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's hard to walk. It's hard to walk. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's hard to walk. It's hard to walk. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's hard to walk. It's hard to walk. Back to riches. Back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loot, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons, farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in a wave, now I'm swimming the shore. I'm up to the core. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, just back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches, back to riches. It's hard to walk, it's hard to walk. Back to riches.